right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is day 4 of our 4th day of qualifying events for the WPA Players Championship here at Griff's Billiards in beautiful Las Vegas. I'm joined alongside the infamous box office Carl Boyce. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, Benji. How's your good self?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Benji, that's what I'm going to call you from now on. Benji.
I'll take it. I've been called worse.
So we've got a good match up here. Two kind of informed players. And it's day 4, so it's last chance saloon. So one of these boys will not be playing in stage 2.
That's pretty unbelievable. Tyler unfortunately didn't make it to day 1. He had a flight issue the day prior. So he's had 3 opportunities to qualify. Today is his 3rd. Looks as though Tyler has won the lag, so he will be breaking off in rack number 1 here. This is going to be a race to 5, like we said, single elimination, alternating break. The 1 is racked on the spot, the 9 is racked in the middle, the rest of the balls do not matter. There's a 3-point break rule in effect, and the 3 foul rule is in effect as well.
I've got a question to ask you, Benji.
Sure.
It's a rule question, actually.
Sure.
Somebody was just asking me then if I know the rule. I thought I did, but he thought this was the other way around. Off the break shot, it's an illegal break. The incoming player passes it back, so the breaker can still push out.
Correct.
Yeah, I got the rule right. Don't worry about me.
That is correct. We actually talked about that last match too. We had that scenario happen.
Oh, really?
Correct, yeah. In our first match, we had an illegal break, and both players actually recognized it immediately, which was good, and control was passed.
I think I'm also a fan of the colour of the cloth, you know, this Andy 988 cloth. I kind of like this old school green.
You get a pretty good look at the new Cyclop 9 ball as well, the Hyperion 9 ball in front of you here with the Cyclop logo on one side and a big, huge number 9 on the other side of it.
Beautiful safety shot there from Vilmos. Just to nestle up against the purple 4.
It's a great angle right there. Sorry, you were talking with your pal Chris Melling over there. It's nice to see him here already.
Yeah, Chris is in town. He had his cue on his shoulder, trying to get some sort of practice. Ready for tomorrow. The draw for stage 2 will be done tonight, so it'll be online as soon as it's done. You'll be able to see that at www.ctsondemand.com. Also, you can catch up with today's action on there. Tyler just wants to hit this one ball, really. Very difficult to kind of play a safety shot off it. It's just a case of making a good hit, and he has done so. Vilmos has got a bit of work to do, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a shot at the 1, but navigating to the 2 is a taller order.
Do you know when the 1 ball's over the pocket in America, what do you say? Like, obviously it's an easy shot, but is there a terminology you say?
Hanger.
You say a hanger.
It's a hanger. It's basically implying it's just hanging in the pocket, ready to fall.
Because in England we say a gimme.
We say gimme too.
Oh, you say gimme, right? Oh, so I can say gimme.
Yeah. Well, a couple of different terms for it. A gimme, a hanger, a duck. I'm not sure where that came from. Duck is also used.
What, for an easy shot, you would say a duck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, duck? If I was to say duck, that means play safe.
Yeah, I was also going to say you could also imply playing a snooker or a safety. It's kind of got a double meaning.
Well, we're on the same kind of path then.
Yeah.
Played a good shot there, though. Avoided the cannon on the 9 and the 4-8. So he's going to spin this round off a couple of rails. Needs to miss the 5. Didn't miss the 5, but hit it thin enough not to cause any problems. You just feel like on day 4, last chance saloon, you've got to cut out any sort of real easy shot, so this rack here would be an easy finish. So these have got to go. You want to advance?
We saw Vilmos take a first round loss yesterday on this same table. So I know he's going to try and not let that happen again. But Tyler's going to have something to say about that as well. The thing about Vilmos that's a little different than, not everybody, but a lot of players, he's got a very long bridge.
Yeah, there you see it. A lot of cue hanging over from his bridge hand.
He's one of those players, he's like a freight train. If he gets going, it's very, very hard to stop that man. So on Tyler's break, Vilmos is able to steal that game away. So Vilmos has broken serve already and will be breaking off in rack number 2.
Both players will be competing in the up-and-coming US Open 9-Ball Championships. So, do you definitely want to qualify for stage 2?
Yeah, if you qualify for stage 2, it kind of gives you the opportunity for 4 more days of competitive play. Keep you nice and in tune and ready for that US Open event. See Alex Kazakis just walked in the building.
Yeah, I would think many stage 2 players will be entering the Griff Billiards today. Not give himself the best of racks here, has he? Now there is a possible 1-9 combo, but distance from cue ball to object ball and object ball to 9 makes this very difficult.
Yes, it does. And folks, if you're curious as to who's already in stage 2, you can actually check out playcsi.com/events and click on the WPA Players Championship link, and you'll see a sublink there that says, that shows the 48 players that are already in.
Missed it by a long way. Well, as we said, it was never easy. And
Hasn't left anything too easy.
no, that 6 ball is causing some real problems for Vilmos. So yesterday, we had Mitch Ellerman, Omar Al-Shaheen, Jeffrey Ignacio and Nick Malai from Greece all qualify. So we expected Jeffrey would qualify at some point. Mitch, 3rd American to qualify.
We have another Jeffrey that we are kind of expecting to qualify. We'll see how Mr. DeLuna can do today.
3 hot seat matches he's lost.
Poor guy has lost in the final round 3 days in a row.
That was a nice pot there from Vilmos. If you're being ultra critical, could have done with the cue ball being a little bit higher. But he's still got a shot at this. Not going to be easy to get on the 3, is it?
No.
Because he can't stun through the gap without jacking up. So he's going to play, well, he was looking at where he's just getting down on the shot there to see where he feels like the cue ball's going to run into the 5 ball, what kind of angle. Because if it runs into it full, he's obviously not going to be on the 3. So he'd love to
thin the bottom side of it if possible.
Bottom or top, it all depends on what his angle is, doesn't it? Worst case scenario would be full. Any other kind of contact, he will have a chance of getting on this 3. Yeah, so he's hit it perfect. So another good shot. So that's 2 good shots to open this rack up, and it has given himself a chance here. This is going to be key shot. Navigate the cue ball over a fair bit of distance. This looks useful. Look how fast that was there.
That ball just kept rolling, didn't it? Now, in your experience in events like this and bigger type events where the TV table is a little more illuminated and a little more attention on it, do you feel like the TV tables typically play a little bit quicker?
Yeah, they play definitely a bit quicker, a bit more responsive and all. So you just have to hold your cue a bit lighter. That's what I always felt was the best scenario. Don't grip it as tight as you might normally do.
That's a good tip for some amateurs and for everybody.
Now he had a slight bad contact on the 4. So cue ball's finished on the rail. Pretty good effort there, wasn't it? It weren't easy. Vilmos played on the stream, was it yesterday or the day before, and he looked a bit...
Both. He played on the stream both.
He was a bit scrappy, wasn't he?
Both days, yeah.
But he's got off to a good start here, so it's good signs. He will know it's his last chance, so even though he's been trying previous days, you kind of bear down a bit more on day 4. And then you probably ask yourself, why don't I do that on day 1, 2, and 3?
Back's against the wall now. It's almost like every game feels like hill.
Yeah, it's funny how your mindset can change. Think, why didn't I just do that in the first place?
That's great camera work right there. You can see the new Hyperion cue ball.
Yeah, the square red logo.
Certainly unique. It's got some circles and some rectangles on it.
Just need a couple of triangles and we're flying. You can see there, it just seems to be bearing down that bit longer. It's a little bit shorter pace. Any kind of bad contact here, and the 9 ball could be missed.
It's a good view of the other side of the 9 ball right there. Nice run out by Vilmos. Takes a 2-0 lead over Tyler Styer. Tyler will be breaking off in rack number 3. And while he's racking, take a moment to thank our host location here in Las Vegas. We're at Griff's Billiards. Also like to say a big thank you to Cyclop Billiard, Pool Balls, Predator Cues, Diamond Billiard Products, How Tips, Master Billiard Chalk, that beautiful Andy 988 green cloth we have on these 9-foot diamond tables. Also, this event is being produced by CSI and brought to you by the WPA. All these matches are single elimination races to 5, alternating break. Tyler Styer getting ready to break apart rack number 3.
Not had, you know, he's had a push out. He's had a brutal kick shot. And that's all he's done so far, so not had a chance to have a look at him, have we? And this could be dry, unless a random ball falls in. And it is dry. So it's not the sort of start Tyler wanted. Had a good Moscone Cup, did Tyler,
Yes, he did.
in London. Made a good account of himself.
Yeah, he was kind of getting some mixed support. A lot of supporters. Some people thought somebody else may have been a better selection. He certainly proved himself at the Moscone Cup, and he puts in as much or more time than most any player in regards to practicing and studying the game. And he certainly made a statement this year. We'll see if he can earn a spot back on the Team USA next year. And as we know already, Shane and Skylar have already been gifted the opportunity to play this year's Moscone Cup.
Elected to play a bank shot there.
So assuming Tyler can see the whole ball, which I believe he can, he's going to have an opportunity to finally have an opportunity to run a few balls.
Important you stay very still on this type of shot, and the cue ball's on the rail. Good positive strike. Doesn't look to be any real issues in this rack. Just a case of controlling the cue ball.
Good shot there. Look for him to find the window between the 6 and 8 for position on the 4.
He reminds me of the Canadian player Jason Clapp. Cue's very similar.
He opted to go around. I haven't heard much from Jason Klatt lately.
He is playing the US Open. I was speaking to him, quite pally with him. Don't understand why he's not played this, but a bit of a strange character. Now he might be a wee bit short on this. He's tried to get right over near the side rail. He's getting down pretty quick. At this angle it kind of looks like you could scratch in the middle, but clearly he's not with the speed he's got down at. It was close though, he's had to play it off the jaw.
Very good mechanics from Tyler. Stays down on the ball all the way through.
Yeah, I'd go as far as to say he's one of the better Americans regarding his mechanics and fundamentals. I said this at the Moscone. He reminds me of like a European style player. I think his favourite player is actually Niels Feijen.
I don't think Tyler Styer is Niels Feijen's favorite player. Those two have had a couple of pretty good matches.
Yeah, I believe Tyler beat Niels in the last US Open. And he took him down in the Moscone, so you might be right. So we get to have a look at Vilmos's break. Both players struggling making the wing ball.
Was it the US Open or was it the Kremlin Cup?
When Tyler beat Niels, US Open.
All right, Vilmos getting ready to take apart rack number 4 here. Vilmos leading by a score of 2-1. Tyler with a fantastic run out in rack number 2. Excuse me, rack number 3.
So he does have a shot at this one ball. Can he draw it enough where he can come off the left side rail and back out in between red 3? Are we going to call that light blue? Not 7 ball. Turquoise?
It's a robin's egg. Hear it referred to as a robin's egg occasionally.
Well, he's tried that shot, yeah, so he's got into it. He's got into that pretty good, hasn't he, really?
Yeah, from where he was, he did about all he could.
Yeah, that type of shot, you've got to really get through the cue ball to get the actual action on it. Otherwise, you can end up losing the cue ball up towards top end of table. So he does look like he's in good stroke. .50-yard line there, though. Just makes it a little bit more difficult. Not sure if he can just roll this in and go below middle, or will he have to stun above middle. If he has to stun this in above the middle, he's going to be heading towards the 8 ball. But he can roll it in and go just below the middle. There you see it.
Nice shot. Very nice shot. Vilmos has already won 2 fairly decent-sized tournaments this year. The Andy Mercer bar table 9-ball event, he beat Shane Van Boning in the finals. He also won the 2019 Jay Swanson Memorial event over Oscar Dominguez just last month on this very table. Vilmos with a fairly routine 6-9 combination takes down rack number 4. He's leading Tyler by a scoreline of 3-1. Folks, coming up May 24th through June 1st, we've got 3 different U.S. Open events coming to you from beautiful Griff's in Las Vegas. The U.S. Open Bank Pool Championships, the U.S. Open Straight Pool Championships, and the U.S. Open One Pocket Championships. If you play in all 3 events, you are eligible for an all-around bonus. The winner of that all-around bonus gets $3,500 and a spot in the Predator World 10-Ball Championships with $100,000 added. Each of these one-pocket events are limited to 48 players. Each of these one-pocket events have each of these U.S. Open events have $10,000 added to them. All 3 events will be taking place right here at Griff's. Tyler's going to be breaking off here in rack 5.
Lovely cue ball control. Stops it dead in the centre. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't got an easy opener. It's very thin. That's if he goes for the pot, of course. If he does, cue ball's it's going to be travelling. Not easy to get on the 2. Yeah, he's just looking. If he chops the 1 ball in, can he hit a little bit high on that red 3 so cue ball naturally goes up table? Super difficult shot, this one. And at 3-1 down, any little mistake now or bad roll. Yeah, he missed the pot, missed the cannon. It was a really difficult shot, I mean.
And he's left Vilmos straight in on the 1 ball. I believe Vilmos is going to have to play position for the short side of the 2. I don't think he can really cheat this 1 ball in. That's what he's looking at there. I think the 4 ball is the key ball in this rack.
If he can get on the 3 ball fairly straight, he might be tempted with a 3-9 combo.
You're right, Carl.
It's one of them where you'd like ball in hand on that though. Get the cue ball right behind the 3, where you can't miss it. I've noticed and all, the numbers on the balls.
He was able to cheat it a little bit.
Did he go? Yeah. I was a bit like you. I felt like I'd have just took my medicine and played 2 to the left. I don't know, maybe he just hit it bad. Yeah, the numbers on the balls, usually it's a circle, but I think it's like...
This one's like an octagon. It's like 8-sided or 6-sided. Yeah, they're definitely a unique set of pool balls, but they're really cool looking. Really bright. Haven't really heard anything negative from the players about them, so Cyclop must be doing something right. Gotta appreciate that.
As long as they're round, that's the main thing.
Yeah, step 1, make them round. I was actually reading online that it takes 23 days. This is going to sound so nerdy. It takes 23 days to color the Cyclop balls. To get them that exact shade and brightness, it takes 23 days of working on them after the sphere has been manufactured.
I would say that is pretty nerdy, to be fair.
Don't ask me why I know that.
Because you're a nerd, that's why.
I was doing a little research on Cyclop, just trying to get a little more background information on them, and stumbled across that little piece of
Have you got any more
nerdy information?
Nerdy facts about these pool balls? You did actually have another fact the other day. You said there's 2 9 balls in the box.
Yep.
And I've actually seen a picture of that, you're right. And there's another 8 ball, you get 2 8 balls, don't you?
There's another 10 ball as well.
There's another 10 ball.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's another cue ball.
Wow. So plays a safety shot, trying to get 2 ball in behind the 8 and the 4. Was probably also trying to get cue ball in behind the green 6. But object there was to definitely make sure you get a good 2 ball, which he has. This is one of them type of safety shots, what you see a lot, we spoke about in the booth a lot. You want to try and hit it thin, but it's real easy to hit this thick and stick it over top left pocket. It seems to pop out a lot. Tough shot this.
Yeah, this is no bargain here.
A real tough shot. He's probably forced into trying to hit this super thin, I don't know. Or can he hit it? I'm wondering if he can hit it a bit fatter, bank the 2 into the 4 and spin the cue ball round and try and get the cue ball in behind the 6. Is that all? I don't know.
I like that one. I think that they're both difficult shots. I think your second option there is a little bit easier, but at the same time, they're both extremely difficult.
What about kicking off the side rail just on above middle? Try and make the 2.
He doesn't want to sell out the 2-3, or excuse me, the 3-9.
Tell you what, that's fantastic. Tyler taps the table because he knows how difficult that shot was. That's a shot that comes up a lot where you want to like chip it thin, but if you hit it thick, you just sell out straight away. So
he did very well there. Tyler acknowledged it, like you said, with the tap of the cue on the table.
Probably going to jack down on the cue ball here, because after hitting the 2-ball, he wants this cue ball to stay up top end of table. You can only really do that by jacking down on it. Executed
he did that
to
very well.
perfection. You play that shot with topspin, cue ball will just fly out, won't hold where.
You can see Vilmos is completely hooked, and he has to hit this ball.
So we're getting treated to a safety masterclass here of these two, and it has to be said, it's a big rap for both players. Tyler needs it to stay in the hunt. If Vilmos can win it, he's going to have a nice feeling sat in his chair. Needs to hit this 2-ball for obvious reasons, because there's a real easy 2-9 combo. Now, if the 4-ball is tied up and he goes short rail, side rail, 2 rails to hit this 2, I would advise hitting it hard, because if you miss it, you've got to get the 9-ball moving. There's no use rolling it. Yeah, there you go. So at least he's got that out of the way.
And now it's going to be in a real bad spot, because the 7-ball is on the spot. We may need to have the ref come out and spot this.
Yeah, this is a funny little situation. Like you say, does it go as close as possible to the 7? I like the pace he played it though, because it was important. If you missed the 2, you had to hit the 9 to get the 9 out of the way.
We've got Mr. John Lehman coming over just to make sure that the spot was appropriate.
Usually, when player makes a push out or gets rid of the 9 early on, you usually just see it go clean on the spot, don't you? It's not often you see a little incident like that.
Another unique little twist.
I think Tyler's missing a trick here. I don't know what he's lining up here. I think there might be a case of sending 2-ball up into the 4 and the 8 and just roll the cue ball into the side of the 9. Maybe the 4-ball goes. We're just obviously presuming it doesn't go.
And it looks like the 7 only has 1 pocket, that left side.
Yeah, the 4-ball must go, because I think he's drawing into these 2 balls, is he?
It must go. If it didn't, I think I'd be playing a safe, but trying to break him out at the same time and hopefully putting my opponent on 2.
Well, it doesn't go, but it's a big shot to take on, isn't it? Trying to get him behind this 4.
Yes.
I think I'd have played the baby shot, just dolly the 2 up, break them out, get another real good snooker. Real tough shot to judge this. Cue ball's travelling off minimum 2 rails, possibly 3. Can easily overdo this and then leave yourself no shot on the 4. Last minute he's decided to play the breakout.
I think he's ended up pretty fortunate there. Good
Well,
spot.
I'm not so sure, mate, because how'd you get on the 6?
It's too close to draw that back, isn't it?
Yeah, he needs to be fortunate here if he can jack up. Yeah, it's real tough, this.
Yeah, he'd like another 6 inches or 8 inches of distance between the cue and the 4-ball. It'd make this a heck of a lot easier.
This is the type of shot as well where you don't really know where the cue ball's going to finish up. You've got a rough idea of the type of line it'll take, but because you're jacking up and spinning it back, it can fly off. So much so, he's kind of looking at playing safe. Not a bad option. If you can see where he was pointing with his cue, he's trying to play the 4 off the side rail, so it goes back onto the top towards the 8 and get a good cue ball. I like that shot. Very
That's a
good
smart shot.
Yeah, very
Most
good
people
shot.
wouldn't be that disciplined with the 4 being so tempting to pocket.
Yeah, it was an attacking you know, rack there. He did have a real easy safety option, but he decided to go for it. But he showed patience, knowing that he couldn't really control the cue ball, so played a nice safety. Vilmos, though, if he can hit this in a way where the 4-ball hits the 8, the 4-ball will sort of stay in that area and get distance.
I don't think he wants to hit this ball full.
Yeah, he's played a roll shot. Just need to be careful you don't leave a combo. That's not bad. It's like a containing safety shot.
See, Alex Pagulayan just walked in as well. Saw him up here last night playing some doubles action. Him and James Aranis were playing Johan Chua and Carlo Biado. Tyler with a little thinking to do here. He needs to make sure he gets coverage.
He needs this to travel, though. Otherwise, he's left this on, you know. He was scared of that shot because he knew he weren't getting a good 4-ball. He knew cue ball was everything there. So Vilmos has got an opportunity here.
Almost has a good opportunity here to come short side of the 6, possibly underneath it.
That's a useful nudge. Good pot. Got the cue ball back down table. And as you probably already know now, we start every hour. So the next match will be on at 2 o'clock.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Daniel Joe Baker versus Costas. I'm just going to call him Costas K because he's got a long last name that's got a few letters that I'm not sure how to pronounce. Maybe you recognize the name?
Kostas Koukadakis.
Sounds Greek. I like how you just knew.
I'm wondering if it's the fella that's coming with Kazakis, because I've not seen him. So has he just entered today?
Could be.
Oh, he
no.
scratched. Huge mistake here on the TV table. Tried to pinch a bit of the pocket there. And in failing doing so, cue balls followed the ball in and gifted Tyler this opportunity for the rack and to stay in this match. It's been a good match so far, though. Been some real good shots.
Yeah, a lot of good safety battles, too.
Yeah, that's Vilmos' first real mistake. Tyler's played some good stuff as well, so it's 3-2.
Vilmos leads by a score of 3-2. We are racing to 5. Folks, August 10th through August 13th, right here at Griff's, we've got 2 more U.S. Open events to talk about. The 8th through the 10th, we have the U.S. Open 10-ball championships. The 11th through the 13th, we have the U.S. Open 8-ball championships. Like the last 3 U.S. Open events I talked about, $10,000 is added to each one of these events as well. Vilmos with a powerful break here in rack number 6. Pockets 2 balls.
I love that though. Sorry to butt in, but I love it when you make a mistake, an easy mistake, you get the ultimate punishment straight after. Winds me up if it had broke off then and all the balls would have just gone over the pocket. That really does my head in. Because I think, well, the game's helped him forget about his poor mistake, where at least now he's got to come with a few shots and he's got to just sweat it out a bit more. So we're going to see his, you know, his mentality. He's getting his brain tested to the max now.
Yes, he is. Folks can't see it from the stream, but he's sitting over there not looking too thrilled at the moment.
I don't want to harp on about rules because it's never something I've really cared about and gone into it too much like a lot of other people and fans. But I always thought a good idea might be to play winner breaks unless you break and run.
That's an interesting format I've never heard or thought of.
There you go, you see. Poor mistake there. It was very thin. He'll be fuming with himself. The reason why I like winner breaks unless you break and run is because if I'm playing you and you're on the 8 and you dog an easy 8 ball, so I just roll the 8 and 9 in, and then it just happens to be your break because we're playing alternate breaks. You break and get the 9, so it's 1-1. And I think, well, he's dogged an easy 8 ball and he's made a 9 on break and it's 1-1. But you're now feeling good again as where, well, you've dogged the 8 ball, not me.
Yeah. No,
but it would be my break, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So then if I break and clear the table, it would then be your break because you didn't get a shot, but at least it'd be 2-0 up, so you still ruin this poor 8 ball you've missed.
Yeah, I'm getting heavily punished for it.
You like this rule, don't you?
I do.
If anyone wants to write any comments anywhere on any social media platforms or AZ Billiards.
At Carl Boys with a K.
Would be interested to hear your thoughts on that new break rule.
That's BOYES for those uninformed.
So winner breaks unless you break and run the table. Perfect example in this rack from my point. It's going to be Tyler's break next, and he's just played a real poor shot. So if Vilmos clears the table here, he would be breaking.
You've thought about this?
I've thought about everything, pal. I just don't really go on about it. I'm undercover. But now I've got a voice.
And the world loves to hear it, Mr. Boyce.
So Vilmos, he has to take these 3 balls out now because he's had opportunity to go 4-1 up. And if he doesn't take these and he makes a poor error, it would be hard to see how he's going to win the match.
Good thin cut right there. Going to be fairly straight on the 8. Suppose he could pound the ball forward if he wants, or pound it back. He's got a couple of options here. The last one we saw him force forward, he unfortunately scratched in the side, and it cost him the last rack.
Oh, don't you
It's
dare fluke it.
Ooh.
I don't like a fluke. And it's worrying times. He's looked really strong in this match, but these last couple of racks, he's shown some weakness, and Tyler Styer will know this. He'll also know the importance of this bank shot. This is a huge shot in this match now. Oh, he's hit top jaw. Where's the 8 finished? It's not the end of the world for Tyler. He'll kind of take that because I mean, this would be really, really thin to chop this along short rail. Safety shot bumping the cue ball in behind 9 can always be a bit twitchy as well. Vilmos got very fortunate to leave the bank, but at the same time, Tyler would have took the bank because he probably thought it was rack over. What shot's he going to play here then? Kind of cutting the 8 balls probably out of the question because
too risky.
Yeah, it's very thin and he can't even reach it. So
it'd be a little easier if he was opposite-handed. But I think even then it's still too risky and too tough of a shot to take on at this point.
Could he play thin off the right-hand side of the 8 to leave the 8 there? Send cue ball 2 rails into the middle of the table, but trying to get in a straight line to leave a full ball.
Looks like that's what he's looking at.
Just want to make sure you leave the 8 close to this rail. Decided just to get distance, he wasn't concerned about the snooker. Fair enough.
Nothing easy for Mr. Styer here.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty much forced to take on a bank. You can try to leave distance again, but I think at this point I'm cross banking that. Might be an act of a desperate man though. One thing's certain, he's not going to shoot until he's convinced that it's the right shot. He has gone for the bank full on.
Wow, he played it with check side. I'm amazed at that.
Missed it quite bad and has given Vilmos perfect opportunity.
That was a super difficult shot he tried there. Tried to play it with check side to kill the cue ball, to play the 9 in the bottom left. Probably made that shot 10 times harder. So a little bit unfortunate for Tyler not to get an easy leave on the 8. Got very close to the bank, just hitting top jaw. It was a funny old rack, but it's 4-2.
Vilmos needs 1 and Tyler needs them all. Tyler will be breaking here in rack 7.
It's been an enjoyable match this. We've had some great safety, some great pots, some missed banks, some head wobblers. We've had it all. Is there another twist? Tyler Styer is playing in the US Open. If he does lose this match, he'll have a week to prepare.
Nice safety shot there. Leaves 9 feet of distance between the two and a blocker in the middle.
Short race to 5, scoreline 4-2. By no means out of this match. Vilmos will be relying on a little bit of lady luck. It's a poor miss, really. I mean, at least hit the ball, Vilmos, come on. I think he tried to split the balls, didn't he? And, you know, use them 3 in the middle as hopefully some kind of blocker, but...
Lady Luck turned his back on him on that shot. What do you do here?
Well, I do believe you've got to clear the table.
Well said, Carl.
First of all, you need to pot the 1. You can't, a bit of English sarcasm, Benji. Nice touch there, though.
Oh, the 2 passes. There we go.
Sometimes
angle.
they can fly off when you lose the white, but judged it well. kind of feel a 5-2 scoreline would be a bit of an injustice because Vilmos has missed a couple of key balls to kill this match off to win heavily, so I think this would be quite fair if we do get to 4-3. Needs this cue ball to slow down though. He's let that run on a bit. He has. He wanted to be a good foot to the right there. If 4 ball goes in the side, it's not the end of the world, but I do believe he was playing for top right. No, so it was clearly too tight. Nice shot there though. Recovered well. Now this shot, if he plays off the side rail, tries to land in the middle, it's one of them where it's hard to judge because you're just floating into an area. He'd like to play off 2 rails here, off both sides. Makes it a bit easier. Judged pace, yep, that's pretty good. It's easy to leave yourself short or long on that type of shot.
He dug into that one. Yeah, he's not happy with himself. He caught that ball very clean.
Vilmos missed a similar kind of shot in the last rack. So what Tyler, this was probably a little bit more difficult than Vilmos's though. Good cueist though, so you would expect him to make this ball. He's drawing the ball. This makes the shot a lot harder. Oh, is it this pure? Look at this for a shot. Wow. Wowzers, you don't hit the ball any better than that.
Very nicely done, Mr. Styer. Vilmos is still holding a 4-2 lead at this point. Excuse me, 4-3 lead. Tyler needs 2. Vilmos needs 1. Vilmos is going to be breaking rack number 8. July 17th through the 27th right here in Las Vegas at the Rio Hotel and Casino. We have the BCAPL World Championships and the USAPL National Championships. For more information, visit playbca.com or playusapool.com. For a list of all of our upcoming events, check out playcsipool.com/events. Get yourself or your team signed up for the World or National Championships. Vilmos with a great break here, number 8.
Was it a break and run the last run?
I think so. I was trying to think if I saw Vilmos at the table at all that rack, and I don't believe so. You know what? I think there was actually a safety played on the 1 ball.
Yes, there was. Yeah, he played long safe behind the 6, didn't he? Vilmos missed the... so it would have been Tyler's break in my rules. That's all I wanted to know. Vincent, our camera producer sort of guy to the right, is having a little chuckle. But guaranteed once he actually thinks about this rule, he will like it. And Vilmos, has he been fortunate?
He got away with a miss.
Yeah, he's just thrown some misses, you know, hasn't he, in the last 3 racks? Unexpected misses. And he has been very fortunate. This is not an easy shot. Tyler going to try and pop this 1 ball past the 9 ball.
I think he has to jump it.
Yeah, if you don't hit this, the potting angle, so you hit it a bit fat, and the 1 ball goes towards the 5, you could scratch in the left middle, right middle, as the camera angle's looking at the table. So
is an awesome angle.
Let's see where the one ball goes. Yeah, tries to pot it in that pocket, and he's left it.
Uh-oh.
So it wasn't a million miles out. Wasn't an easy shot, and he was left with a horrible lead from Vilmos. There's nothing worse than when your opponent misses the ball and leaves you in all kinds of trouble. And, well, Vilmos, the balls are sat there lovely, to be honest. The 5 balls down here near the 4, so there's no work to do there. This is just a case of connecting the dots now. Little bit shy of pace. Straight on the 4 would have been ideal. Can he hold it, or does he have to come round? Possibly hold it. Just about.
He held it pretty nicely. It's pretty straight, but I think he can.
You can see though, if you land straight on the 4, you can play a stop shot, and then you've got perfect angle on the 5 to play the 6 top right. Now he's having to power this in off a couple of rails. Looks pretty good. Needs to avoid the middle. He's not happy with Summer, but if the 8 passes the 9, this isn't difficult, and there you see it. Unfortunately for Tyler, it does, and this looks pretty pretty nailed on now. But he has missed a few. Decided to play the 8 in the same pocket, and that's pretty much perfect. And I think it's over for Tyler. He's going to have a week to practice.
Yep, Tyler gives it up.
Yep.
Almost takes it down by a score of 5-3. We will have our next match in about 2 minutes, folks. I'm Ben Sutherland, joined by Carl Boyce. We will see you shortly. Thank you for tuning in.